Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Boulders, and I'm so glad that you've joined us for another review of this past week and what we're going to be doing next week. I hope that all of you have had an awesome week so far, and I know that I've reached out to some of your parents, and some other teachers in our school have reached out to your parents just in regards to whether you're going to be returning in June or not. So some of you I may see in person, some of you I may not, but I just wanted to say that I do miss all of you, and I look forward to continuing our connection through YouTube videos and through online, and I just want you to know that what you're doing on my blueprint is awesome, and I look forward to seeing more of those posts. So I think it's time for Snowball to do his wonderful joke, and I hope that you enjoy another edition of our Snowball joke.
Hey, we're gonna get to give you a joke. Yes, a joke. Here we go. Why do bees always have their wedding the day before a full moon? So they can go on their honeymoon after the wedding. Ha! 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 Hopefully you enjoyed our joke.
Thanks so much, Snowball, and thank you so much for giving us a joke today. It's always nice to be able to laugh a bit. Well, let's talk about this past week. So this past week we did some cool things. First of all, our COVID-19 cookbook is published on our website, so you can look at those. Breakfast is all done. It will go right to a PowerPoint. Lunch is all done, and it will go to a PowerPoint. And then the dinner, dessert, and bonus the dinner, dessert, and bonus recipes will go to an Office 365 folder, and then you'll see the subfolders with all our students' names, and then you can open it up to all the individual recipes. So all of you did such a great job on your recipes, really appreciate it. There are a couple people who are still missing theirs, and I sent you a message through my blueprint, so if you can just make sure that you make sure that you get those done, that would be awesome. Okay, so good job on the cookbook. We also introduced our celebration of learning, and that's going to be due next Friday, or I guess this coming Friday, should I say, Friday, May 29th. So I did describe that in the last video. So if you're interested in learning more, I am going to put the link up here so that you can see it, okay? So if you want to learn more about what that looks like and what the expectations are, then you can look at what I talked about and the questions you need to answer, and then I even give you an example with my son and what he's done with his backflip. Now, it's a very simple example, and it would be nice for you guys to give a little bit more detail, but you're going to obviously upload that when you're done to my blueprint, okay? And there's a special assignment for that assignment folder. Okay, so just make sure you do that by this Friday. So that was introduced last week. And then there was a few other things. So you had some choices. Choose your own assignment for literacy, which was pretty cool. So you got to do a few things. You could choose to do a journal or listen to the COVID-19 Ed podcast. This past week, we learned about empathy, feeling what another person feels. You also had an opportunity if you wanted to listen to Christy Watson's last chapter. So I hope that you enjoyed that. And then we also did some shifting towards code.org. So I have noticed that you guys are still continuing to work through code.org. So continue to do that. I have one more week, and I've decided that it's just going to be open-ended. Some students were having some challenges with understanding code.org, so I'm just going to have it as a soft deadline for this coming Friday. So hopefully that you take some time to be able to play around with code.org. We did have one student complete the whole thing, which was amazing, but most of us are still pitter-pattering and working away at it. So you can continue to do that. And then we also had some athletics. So students who didn't finish their work had to do their mathletics, okay? So make sure to get that done. If you have not gotten it done, the hope was to have it done by Friday, okay? As for the physical activity, I gave you some information about some lessons that were given at James Kennedy Elementary. And then we had our YouTube playlist, which was the empathy, which was focused on empathy. So I hope that you enjoyed last week's lesson. There was a couple things that were due at the end of the week, which was that you had to hand in one of your assignments to My Blueprint. You got to choose one, and then you had to submit it in the week 6 literacy work, okay? And then you had to finish your mathletics if you weren't done. So that's awesome. So that was our week in review. So let's talk a little bit about next week. So next week, okay, so the last week in May. So a few things. Still check out our COVID cookbook. Great for you to be able to try out some new recipes. We are going to continue on creating our celebration of learning. I have put a criteria sheet together, so definitely look at that. It's at the top of your page in your day plans. And then choose your own assignment. So this week for literacy and language arts, you get to choose your own assignment. So you want to make sure that you finish your celebration of learning first. Some boys and girls are going to do it very, very long. Some boys and girls are maybe do it short, okay? So I'm giving you some opportunities today or this week to finish your celebration of learning that is due on Friday. And then, or you can work on a video with Dr. Seuss alliteration video, okay? And then there's a little exercise there you can do about alliteration, okay? And alliteration is when we have words that are put together that have the same sound. So, she sells seashells by the seashore, okay? That would be the S sound. And in this video, it talks about Dr. Seuss and the use of his alliteration, okay? So at the end of that activity, it asks you to do some practice with that. Now, you can choose to do that, or you can also choose to do the broken bracelet, and then the other episodes as well, and that would be for the Tuesday. For the Wednesday for literacy, once again, we have a celebration of learning that you need to work on. And then if you've done that, then you move on to a Dr. Seuss Wacky Wednesday. My colleague has created this beautiful video about Wacky Wednesday, and she goes through the steps of writing a story. Or you can do the Red Ruby Rings podcast episode, okay? If we're moving on to Thursday, for Thursday, once again, choose your own assignment. You have a choice of, first of all, finishing off your celebration of learning, then or you can do a journal. Then you can do a journal, and then you have a choice of the Ebony Mirror podcast episode. And then the last one, which is the Friday, which is once again you can choose to finish off your celebration of learning. Okay, so it has to make sure you're done by noon. You can write a journal, or you can listen to the Sun Sol's The Warrior of Light podcast episode. Okay, and then what you're going to do on Friday is you're going to take one of those writing pieces, with the exception not doing the celebration of learning, but one of those writing pieces, and you're going to take a picture of it or type it out and upload it to My Blueprint by noon on Friday. Okay, for me to take a peek at it. Okay, so that is for language arts for next week. I think that you'll enjoy it, and we are going to continue to work on our stories and our writing. Okay, awesome. And then, of course, for bonus too, you can always do the Innovate piece on the podcast episode. Okay, so for math, we're going to continue working on our code.org. I popped in, looked at the dashboard, noticed that students are still working away at it, so continue to do that. I've also assigned mathletics probability, okay? Now, probability. Probability is the idea of chance, and the easiest way to describe this would be board games and card games. When you are playing with numbers and dice, you have a chance or a percentage to win, Okay, and so what we're going to be doing is for this week, we're going to be exploring probability. Okay, and we also have a website. Okay, and the website will tell you a little bit more about the details of what probability is, whether it's with dice, cards, a spinner. Okay, so if there's a spinner and we have 4 colors, you have 1 in 4 chance to get one of those colors. Okay, so if you look on the website, you will be able to learn a little bit more about the details of probability, as well as through the mathletics. Okay, and I'm going to add the link right here so that you can see about mathletics and about chance, what probability is. Okay, just to explain it. Okay, awesome. And then for our final thing, we have a few choices that you get to do for this coming week. Fun choices. You get to do Mrs. Liu's website with music activities, which is super cool. You can also choose to do your favorite exercise. Okay, if the weather's getting nice, go outside, go for a run, go play a game with your siblings or with your parents. Just an opportunity for you to be able to explore and be able to enjoy the outside. I've also added a few cool music websites. We have Chromebox, which is where you get to make some music. We also have Incredibox. Okay, so enjoy your time just exploring these websites. Okay, and then the last thing is this week we are working on love. That is the virtue of this week. So the YouTube videos this week are called love, are around love. I hope that you enjoy these episodes, and I hope that you take some time to think about what love means to you and what it means for your parents, maybe for those around you in your community. Okay, so with all that being said, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed the joke from Snowball. I look forward to seeing some of you in person, because I will be back to the building. I am already back to the building, but I'll be back to the building more. And also for next week on Tuesday and on Wednesday, I am actually back at the school. I'm going to be working with the students there in the building, so I won't necessarily be available on Tuesday and Wednesday, but I do hope that we can keep in contact, and I would love for you to be able to reach out to me through My Blueprint Boys and Girls. I have sent you all a message, and you can post something to me, a question or something that you maybe been doing. And remember, you can post up to 4 posts a week for my blueprint. Okay, and that could be something like, it could be a birthday party, or it could be your garden's growing, or maybe you visited a close family member. There's different things that you would love to celebrate during the week, so feel free to post those on My Blueprint, and I'd love to give you a thumbs up or a happy face or a heart or a little comment just to connect with you. So with all that being said, I hope you're doing well, and I hope that your week has gone well, and I really look forward to seeing those celebrations of learning this coming Friday. Okay, with that being said, I am going to say goodbye, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care. Bye.